Then he decided to bite me, and he luckily got my shorts and my shirt and latched on and didn't get any skin.
I am not allergic to cats, not anymore.
Snake Farm Podcast episode
4.
4. Is it 8?
No,
4.
it's 4.
4. You're not allergic to cats?
Not anymore.
I think I am. We should just feed the cats to snakes.
No.
I'm allergic to snakes.
You're allergic to snakes?
Yes, highly.
How about snake poop?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the worst for me.
It's the worst for you?
Yeah, I'll die if I have to.
You don't care about the poop. You're worried because the cage is open.
Yeah.
So what's going on? If you could have any snake.
Ooh. That's hard.
Allowed to, not allowed to, can't. Any snake at all. What snake would you like to have that you've never had, don't have?
That's hard for me because I really want a jungle carpet python.
That's easy, though. That's super. Out of anything?
I don't disagree with you. I would love a Boland's python.
You can get, if you're getting a jungle carpet, it's got to come from S. Serpents in Las Vegas.
I would love...
Those xanthic ones were pretty cool.
Yeah. I would love a giant black retic. I know, that's just a motley golden child.
You have, like, several of them. They're just not big yet.
They're just not black yet. I know. I don't know.
I like those black devil boas.
Yeah. Oh,
Those
yeah.
are cool. I'd like a megaconda.
A megaconda?
They said they're extinct, but they think they have refound them, the bigger strain, much, much bigger anaconda.
So it'll be an 800-pound snake instead of a 400-pound?
I think that's completely reasonable.
Oh, it sounds easy to manage.
Well, yeah.
Look up and see what the world record weight for a green anaconda is.
I know when I was talking with Jason, like when we first started going back to snake shows, he was like, yeah, I want a green anaconda, but I'm not in a place where I can have, a water feature and all this stuff. And he's like, plus I don't really want to take care of a 500-pound snake.
I don't think they're that big.
I was like, no.
500 pounds.
500 pounds. Okay.
I was like, no way. He's like, yeah, Amanda, like they live 100 years, which I know.
I don't think. What's the age?
Not that many years. 30 probably.
28 feet long and 3.8 feet wide.
Yeah.
Wow. That's not actually. That's if you split the skin and went around it. That's circumference, not.
That's still.
What lifespan?
I mean, that's a big snake.
Yeah, you see them at the zoos.
You're feeding a lot of people with that.
Lifespan is 10 years in the wild, but 30 years in captivity.
Yeah, so like retics are about 25 berms.
Yeah. So that like really brought to my attention how big they really actually get, because I've always heard, they outlawed yellow anacondas, which doesn't make sense.
Makes no sense
because
at all.
the green ones are the ones that are big, and I remember.
And I think most of that bullshit's over with. Most of that anaconda banning and stuff like that, interstate commerce. Like when we were doing reptiles, they were talking about you couldn't move Burmeses across state line, but that's all out the window. That's all over with now.
Thankfully.
When we did go to Atlanta, wasn't it Atlanta had no tegus?
It's like no black and white
berms.
tegus, no berms, no king snakes that were locality of Georgia.
That could be found there, yeah.
No, there was something else that I thought was really silly, like no corn snakes or something like that.
Even when I bought that chain king king snake in Chattanooga, he had paperwork he had to give me with it to show that it was not indigenous. It was actually captive produced.
Yep.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
All right, so what's new?
The building is here, and it is beautiful. It's the best. We're going to have it wired up here in a couple of weeks, and then I think probably Cody is going to be elected to put the insulation in there. Or he's kind of volunteered. He's like, I don't know if I'm the one that's going to be doing this or not. And I was like, it's you, buddy. So
we could just have a company that does insulation come in and do it in 6 hours and be done with it.
Look, I'm not the boss.
We're not spray foaming it. We're just using what's it? The fiberglass insulation.
It's roll insulation.
Yeah, it comes cut to the width of the studs. And
Yeah.
you just tack it in with a hammer stapler.
Yep. So
Or air.
Just whatever you do, don't rent
Don't
a
rent.
foam sprayer to put in your own insulation.
We're not going to do foam. Why do you say that though?
I did it.
What happened?
I misjudged. They sent a rep out there and did it, like one little area, and showed me before he left.
And you didn't go fast enough, so it put way too much foam, so you ran out of foam.
Much. I didn't run out of foam because he gave me way too much. But when it expanded, it took me about 3 days to cut it flat with my 2x4s. It took way more work than just insulating it.
Yeah.
But it is awesome.
It's probably very well insulated.
What's the drawback everybody's talking about? The foam off-gassing and everything, and the toxicities of it. You haven't heard any of that? And the only concern we have with the new building is just making sure that those soffits have straight shot air all the way through. Is that
Just
right?
Because that top is so small of a room to let airflow pass through, I'd be worried about at least some fans on those soffits to push out.
What about just putting a fan in the soffit that pulls in and on the
You could.
opposite end it
Yep.
pushes out?
That'd be
Pulls out.
perfectly fine.
Just reverse it.
Mm-hmm.
That would do it.
Flip it and reverse it.
Yep.
Sure.
That's what I used to do to you all the time.
What?
Do you remember when you were little and I carried you around in a little
Baby
child
satchel.
carrier?
Yeah.
One time I saw a picture of her holding a 50 cal, but I went back and looked and it was an AR.
No, shut up. No, I held a 50 cal when I had a broken arm,
I broke her arm.
and I had dislocated my knee, the other side.
What'd you say? Snap.
Lying motherfucker.
I did break her arm.
He did break my arm. He bumped his gigantic butt into me and knocked me over.
When we were in a knife fighting class.
Yes. We were not fighting each other, but we were fighting next to each other, and we were both backing up at the same time. And he, of course, outweighs me. So he knocked me over, and I broke one arm, dislocated my kneecap on the other leg.
Like the kneecap was completely slid to the side of the knee.
Yeah,
It was crazy.
It was pretty gross. And then we went to the ER, and the fucking doctor, he reset my knee with nothing, no pain meds, no nothing. He was just like, okay, hold on, let me just look at this really quick, blink, and pulled it, and I was, God, that hurt.
Then they gave her Toradol, but she'd been out, like she was super dehydrated.
Yeah.
She'd been on the range all day,
They should have given me an IV and didn't.
so she was.
And they
messed up a
gave
little
me
bit.
pain meds with no nausea meds, and then I threw up for 24 hours. It was a great time. Great time. Yeah.
Now you know to hydrate.
Yeah. Not go to Camden Hospital.
Well, I mean, they're fine for resetting the kneecap or for casting. They were fine.
They didn't even cast it. They made me go to an orthopedic.
All right, so this is the Snake Farm podcast.
Yes, so let's talk about the snake
All
farm.
right, go ahead.
Go ahead.
What's new?
I got a 3D printer. I'm printing snake toys for snake cages.
They're not snake toys.
They're not snake
They're
toys,
snake
but-
hides.
Hide. So we've gone to all of these snake shows, and every snake show has a jungle carpet python or an Amazon tree boa or a green tree boa or whatever. These are arboreal snakes. They live in the trees. So when you have them in an enclosure, they want to hang on something. So like I said, all these shows has these snakes at them, but nobody is selling anything for these snakes to hang on. And I've seen where breeders that keep them in little tubs, they have these little snake perches. And I'm thinking that would be great to have, especially if you're a new snake owner who may not have branches or anything like that for your cage. And so this last show that we went to, they had those perches in a python setup, right? But the dude wouldn't sell me just the perch. He was like, you got to buy the whole cage and all that stuff. And he was like, so-and-so over here has them. So we went over there, and that dude didn't even know what I was talking about. And I just think that there's obviously a need to be able to have these for sale. So I bought a 3D printer, and I've printed probably a dozen different things. Cool hides, different perches. I'm going to do some bowls. I've got all kinds of ideas. I got me a Bamboo Labs P1S, which is super easy. I'm not very technologically inclined, and this was easy. Literally, you read the manual. I know that's something like not a lot of people do, but read the manual, and then you watch the little video, and it tells you step by step what to do. It comes preloaded with some different files that you can print different things to get a hang of it, and their app is super easy to use, so I'm very pleased with that.
Are you using the app? Like, are the files coming from their app, or you're getting files off of Etsy? Or where?
No, so Bamboo Labs actually has a maker space where people go and they upload files that will transfer directly into the Bamboo Creator app, basically, where you can manipulate the file to where you can, make the design bigger or smaller, add supports, change what kind of filament you're using, and it will actually give you the file specific for your printer itself, which, again, not great with these kinds of things, and it's been super easy to use. It's been very easy to figure out.
What does that printer cost?
I paid, I think, less than $600 for just the printer. They do have what's called an AMS, some kind of a material storage, so that you could put like 4 different colors of filament on the top for if you're doing a multicolored print. But if you buy the printer at the same time, you can add the AMS for a discount. You can add filament for a discount. You can add all these accessories for a discount. So I think altogether I spent $800. I got the printer and 12 colors of filament, 4 spools, because some of those filaments only came without a spool, and then a little toolkit. So
you have to reload the the filament has to be coiled or loaded onto the spool.
So you have to put it on the spool. So it comes vacuum sealed, and they've wrapped plastic around several spots on the filament. And so you just take the spool and you take the plastic wrap off the filament, stick it on there,
Okay.
put the other side of the spool in there, and you got to like line them up. And then once it's locked in, you just cut the plastic pieces off. It's not a problem. Cody said that you can have some unwinding issues if you're not precise with getting it on there, but I haven't had any issue with mine so far.
Once you unpackage that and you take it out of the plastic wrap, how long is the filament good for?
It starts to absorb moisture pretty quickly, from what I understand. I bought a filament dryer, which will hold 2 rolls of filament at a time, and it has holes out the front and out the top that you just feed the filament through into your machine.
Does that plug in? Does it have a heat element to it or something?
Yes. Yeah, it plugs in. It actually dries and heats to keep the moisture out of the filament.
And it
itself.
just feeds through that before it goes into the machine? Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I've got probably 18 inches worth of filament that's exposed to the air. But I'm printing so quickly, so rapidly, it's not an issue. And then Cody was talking about people build dry boxes. So I have a flip top bin that has a gasket around it, so it's airtight, and I'm just going to use that for my open filaments when they're not in the little 2 spool thing.
What's that reverse refrigerator thing you have to store lenses in?
I have just a dehumidifier refrigerator thing. It keeps everything at 70, and it just dehumidifies and keeps everything out. But it's pretty big.
What's it called?
I don't know the brand of what it is, but
So that was the other thing, is there are people who will build, a dry box and they just have a dehumidifier in it. Because the printer is in the apothecary and the air set runs, it's pretty dry in there already. But like I said, I'm going to use this bin with desiccant in the bottom. The desiccant should be here today. It's the reusable kind. You stick it in there, and once it absorbs so much moisture, you just put it on a pan and bake it.
Yeah, they use those in gun safes too.
Right. So I've got, I don't know, 10 or 12 different colors of filament. So I'm excited to start actually making stuff.
What's the roll of filament cost?
It's about $15, $16, I think.
They do it by weight or feet or what?
You get a kilo.
Kilo.
It's a kilo of filament on the spool.
How much? So with everything you've made so far, like I've seen most of the stuff you've made, is that a spool or have you used like a quarter's worth of spool?
No, I've maybe used a half of a spool. So when the machine itself comes with probably a quarter of a spool, and I made an organizer and the little boat and the little
SD card holder.
SD card holder, and I made a perch, all with that, and there's still some on that roll.
And what's a spool cost again?
I think $16 or $17, depending.
Can you buy bigger spools or can you buy it in packs of bulk?
So they do have bulk. They have bulk in like red, blue, yellow, green. Like you could buy that. They have 10 packs of black, 10 packs of white, 10 packs of 2 different mixed colors, 10 packs of red, 10 packs of blue. And again, if you buy a machine, you can buy the spools for like $13 instead. But the filament is not expensive. And in the Bamboo Labs app, it will actually show you, like when you cut the file, it'll show you how much filament you're going to use in grams and what that would typically cost you. So I don't have the numbers off the top of my head, but in some of the bigger things that I was looking to print, it's like $2.60.
Mm-hmm. The time is the biggest thing, I think.
The time, well, but this is something that you literally, you set it and you leave it alone.
No, I get it.
You don't have to do anything. It's not like with the embroidery machines, if I have multiple colors, I have to stand there and do that.
Well, that's because of the machines you have.
Right. Whereas with this, if I had that AMS thing, you don't have to, like,
now,
it does it on its own.
When it changes colors with the AMS thing, right, it holds 4 colors?
Yep.
Does that just... Those all have to go into the machine, obviously, and then the machine feeds just that color, or does it have multiple nozzles that are printing that color?
That I'm not clear. I believe that the machine feeds it.
Uh-huh.
And I know that you can hook up 4 AMSs together, so you can have up to 16 colors for one print.
Got it.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited.
Or we could just go outside and cut limbs off a tree.
Again, think about, you've got, this 14-year-old girl who is trying to figure out who she is, and she buys this snake because she saved up her money, and she lives in an apartment, and she's not crafty, and she doesn't have access to pipe or trees or anything else. And you're like, hey, I know you just bought this cool snake, and here is this $15 perch that's going to keep your snake off of the ground in your enclosure.
Her apartment complex doesn't have trees.
And it's purple or pink or blue or whatever, right? So, like, there is a need here, obviously. You just have to identify your customer. I know who the customers are going to be.
Okay.
They're going to be like people who want fucking purple perches for their snakes.
Weirdos. Okay.
I'm super excited because I'm going to print a Tiffany blue water bowl for the garter snakes because it's going to match their scales.
Okay.
Because I'm a weirdo.
All right. What's the new snake I just unpackaged? What was that? The super mean one.
It was a golden child retic.
It's about, what do you say, 6 feet?
It's 6 feet, yeah.
It's pretty strong.
It's strong.
The bitey one.
Yeah, the
bitey one, yeah. Well, and it's funny because on the listing, the guy said he was spastic. And I was like, okay, so spastic, like I get spastic. He did not say, this motherfucker is going to bite you every chance it gets.
So she sent me the link to it, and I go, yeah, that's a good looking snake. I go, the price is low. I go, it's super mean. And she goes, what do you mean? I go, well, he's got like 5 pictures, and he's death gripping it behind the head on all of them. I go, the thing's trying to bite him everywhere. I'm like, go ahead and bid on it if you want. So she bid on it. What did you pay for it? Like $200 or something?
Yeah, it was very inexpensive.
Yeah, it should have been
It's
3 times that much, 4 times. It should have been $800 probably. So you know that it's super crazy. And we unboxed it, and I think I just reached in there, didn't I? I don't remember if I did or not.
I think you kind of like shooed it out of the
It
bag.
came out of the bag, but then it like flew off the table. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I caught it
yeah, you caught it midair right
before
at the
he
tail.
got off
Too
the
far.
table. But yeah, he was just
Spaz.
flailing everywhere, and
Yeah.
I'm holding it. And then he decided to bite me, and he luckily got my shorts and my shirt and latched on and didn't get any skin.
Still wearing my pee pants.
And it took a while to get him off. We used some alcohol, and he came
Still
off,
didn't
and
wanna come off of it.
yeah, we got him back. We got him into a cage. And then last night I was showing him, or the night before I was showing him on a live video I did, and he was striking at the cage. He was trying to, bite
He
through the
went in
cage there.
there. I just went in there for a second. I was like looking at him and stuff, and he was doing it too, like
Yeah.
flying forward.
And then I have a female.
Is that today?
No, not until next week. The dude had some family emergency. It's a female Vietnam mandarin rat snake.
He has to go capture your snake.
No, it's right here. It's in his hand.
It's in Vietnam. He has to go catch it.
He is not in Vietnam. I promise you that. Anyway, I'm super excited about this because this is one of those snakes that we've seen in pictures, but I've never seen available. And now,
We've seen him. We saw him in Atlanta. They were at the show there in Atlanta.
not this one.
Yeah, no, not that particular one,
No.
but there were mandarin rat snakes. Yeah, there were.
Anyway, they're super pretty. I'm very excited about it.
They're very cool looking. And there's 2 different mandarins, right? There's the Vietnam, and there's another one close there. I think there's actually 3 of them.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
It's crazy because when when we started all this, I was just super focused on retics, and I wanted an albino berm because that was always my dream snake. And I'm finding that I'm really enjoying different rat snakes, which I didn't expect.
Well, they put a good show on.
Well,
They
and
have
they're
the
just-
mannerisms of a cobra a lot of times.
Yeah, they're just pretty colors, and they're long, slender bodies, and they just have different personalities. I definitely enjoy them.
Yeah, those flying snakes are pretty neat.
The flying snakes was very pretty. Yeah, I didn't watch that whole clip, but I saw that one, and I was like, oh man, I gotta share that one.
Yeah, the ones I saw, I looked them up immediately. They're about $300, but they're mildly venomous, so I'm not sure legalities of having them in Tennessee. I suspect you probably can't.
Well, and he specifically said that while they're mildly venomous, that is venomous towards their prey.
Which is other snakes, I believe.
It's lizards.
Okay.
He said that's the challenge with those snakes specifically because they are lizard eaters. So I wonder, I know that there are other snakes that are specifically lizard eaters that you are able to scent pinkies.
I think he talked about it in that video. I read some of the captions. But you can buy anoles. You can buy like brown anoles and, from Florida and shit. Mm-hmm. People breed those and they capture them and stuff, but you can use those to feed. And you
Okay.
can buy them as feeders.
Gotcha. Yeah, that wasn't something that I was aware of.
Yeah, some of your green tree snakes and stuff, your vine snakes eat lizards also.
The flying snake is considered a class 1 venomous snake in Tennessee.
Which
Yeah.
means we're not allowed to have
Yeah,
it.
you're not going to have it here.
Oh well.
Yep.
They're not deadly to humans, though.
Mm-mm. It's like mangroves. False water cobras, similar.
Mangroves are pretty too.
Mangroves are way cooler.
This weekend I'm putting Richard into a cage. Or I'm going to put together a cage for Richard this weekend.
Okay. What's that look like? What is Richard? Nobody here knows what Richard is.
Yeah, we talked about Richard last time.
They don't know what Richard is.
It's literally the only snake we have that has a name. Richard is the... Is it the Vietnamese, Taiwanese? I don't remember. One of those. It's a blue beauty snake that we got from a lady a couple weeks ago now. And she said his name's Richard because he's a dick because he bites her all the time. John has handled him a few times, and I don't think he's even struck at you.
Hasn't even tried it. He puts on a good show. He
puffs up.
flushes it out and hoods up the opposite direction, right, vertical instead of horizontal like a cobra does. And he throws his esophagus out and hisses really loudly. I've had him on some lives. I do a live every night at 9 o'clock on the other channel. And he puts on a good show. He's a neat looking animal.
Yeah. So I know that those kinds of snakes like to climb. Our tiger rat snakes like to climb too, so they've got branches in their enclosure. So I'm gonna.
Have you ever seen them climb? I've only seen them on the ground.
I was literally watching them before I came here.
She put a video camera on them. What's that camera you got?
Wise. It's the Wise OG. It's literally $20 on Amazon. You plug it in, you put the app on your phone, and you can literally look at it at any time. It'll tell you can set up different alerts to where if like a person walks by or if there's motion or whatever. So, but rat snakes are notorious for being they like to eat in private. They're private eaters. And so I've got these snakes that won't take a mouse out of my hand.
Not Richard.
But if you put them in a dish and walk away and wait 2 or 3 minutes, then they eat. So I wanted to be able to see them eat because there's 2 of them in there. There's a male and a female. And I'm not convinced that the male is ever eating. She might be eating all of it. So I just set up a camera so that I can look in on him and make sure that, he's actually eating also.
How do you know which one's which?
The male has a smaller head and it's almost all the way black. The female's head is bigger and it's more yellow.
You should take a paint pen and just put F and M on their heads.
Why? They're clearly different.
You can tell the difference?
They are clearly different.
So has the male eaten?
I don't know.
Because those 2 rats are still in the cage.
No, I took they ate one yesterday, and I took the other one out just now.
I'm pretty sure they were both in there this morning when I walked through there.
Okay, well...
One was in the bowl, and one was in the wood chips.
Okay, well, I just took the black and white one out.
I suspect that it's still in there if you look around.
I'll have to look under the hide. I noticed the hide is moved. So, yeah.
Okay.
I fed it to the snake that only puts his little nose out of the hide.
Burmese or retic?
It's a retic, yeah. One of those special yellow and orange ones. I printed it a hide. It's an egg.
Is he using it?
I haven't put it in there yet. I need to smooth out a little bit of the
You don't need to
edge.
smooth it out. The snake doesn't care. I'm just telling you, the snake doesn't care.
I know, but I think of, and I realize this is not the case, but I think of snakes having skin like we have skin, and if you abrade it, then it cuts open kind of a thing.
We've caught snakes inside aluminum cans. We catch them in
I know.
broken glass.
I know.
The snake doesn't care.
I know. Well, and like that female little berm, she climbs all over that fucking cage, rubbing all over the branch that's in there. I understand that they do not have skin.
I think that one's blind.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I think she is
can
blind.
see.
She also will not eat from tongs. Now, if you leave it in her cage, she'll eat it eventually, but not from tongs.
I don't think she can see.
Mm-mm.
I think her eyes are messed up.
Yeah, I think so too. So, and
What's the plan for the building out there as far as layout? Do you have that in your mind already, or is it something that you're thinking like...
Yeah, I think we're going to run caging like we have set up inside there. Those, what is that, reptile habitat? Is that what those are called?
yeah, from Dubia.
From Dubia. I think I got about 50 or 60 of those right now. So those 2 stacks you see in there, there's like 6 and 6 or 6 and 5. I'd actually hit Dubia up because they have a 24-inch cage. And like the whole thing for this is, for the podcast, we're just going to have those cages behind us. And with the temperature warm in the room, like a lot of those animals will move around. So you'll see them. Plus for intro and B-roll and stuff, we'll have them. But a lot of those king snakes, they don't need a 30-inch cage. It's about how many cages we can put on this wall. Well, that wall is 60 feet long. And if we're putting 4-foot cages, we're only getting half as many as if we put 24-inch cages, right? 2-foot cages. So I'd wanted these 24-inch cages, and they've always said sold out. And when they don't say sold out until you click on it, it says sold out. And they list the exact same cage 4 different ways. They list it for bearded dragon, they list it for ball python, they list it for snake, and they list it for something else. Same exact thing. So I'd hit them, and it says, hey, we're sold out. Click this for a text message when they come back into stock. or for an email. So I'd subscribed to both the text and the email, and had bought for over the last couple months, right? I'd bought like 60 different cages. We had a semi truck pull up. We had ordered so many of these cages, unloaded them with the forklift. So I'd emailed them like, just, hey, I've been trying to get these cages for a while. I'm subscribed to your email and your text. Do you know when you might get some more of these cages? I've bought a lot of your cages. As a matter of fact, here's a video we did showing how to assemble it. It's getting a lot of views and a lot of interaction on YouTube. And you can see the pile of cages that we've bought. I bought a pallet of these things from you guys. I'd like to have these matching cages. And they replied back with, oh, just make sure you're subscribed to our text and email, which I'd already said in the text, right? I'm like, cool, I'm subscribed to that. Do you have any idea when this might be, so I can decide whether I'm going to buy from another company or we're going to stay all with this brand? And the girl's like, well, we don't know when we're going to have them. I'm like, hey, I see that a second person's emailed me. Can you hand me back to the customer service manager or whatever? And she came back. The original girl came back and goes, hey, we're not going to carry these anymore. We've discontinued these. Okay, well, why are they still on the website? Why did you tell me to subscribe to this text and email? Why have I been waiting now 3 months to see if you're going to have these? What's the real answer here? And she's like, well, how many do you want to order? Maybe we'll just order them in for you. Oh, so I'm going to buy enough that you're going to buy a container load and then repopulate your site. Because I had said, I go, look, I know these are coming from Alibaba. I've already found the factory that says they build them for you. Should I import these myself, or should I just get them through you? It'd be a lot less hassle if you're planning to bring these things in. And she's like, oh, we discontinued them. We're not going to carry them anymore. Well, the other night I was looking on there. I got an email from them that they had some discount code, and I clicked on there and clicked on those cages, and lo and behold, now they have them again. So I'm just venting my frustration. I get it. I have a company. I'm sure people are very frustrated with us all the time. I understand. To answer your question, as you come in the door, I see 60-foot wall and 60-foot wall. I picture this whole entire wall being 60 feet wall of cages, at least 6 feet high. I like those old school little clover leaf step stools that are on wheels. Like you'd see them in libraries and stuff, and you just push them around with your foot and they're on wheels. But when you step on them, they have rubber on the steps and they have rubber on the edge. So it spring loaded, it sits down on the ground and doesn't slip or slide. Because I didn't take into consideration until we were talking to Family Reptiles, who only do the Repticon shows. And we bought a ton of cages. We bought a whole van load of cages from them. And she had said, because I asked her, she has these cages that are 6 feet by 2 feet tall. And I said, can we stack these? She goes, well, how many do you want to stack on top of each other? I said, I'm going to put 4 of them on top. She goes, that's 8 feet tall. Because I'd said 5. She's like, that's 10 feet tall. I go, I didn't take that into consideration. I guess I need to remath this. And he said, yeah, if you put 3 of them, that's 6 feet tall. Most people can't see above 6 feet. So I picture having them at 6 feet, but I'm looking for one of these old school roll around step stools, because I can just move it where I want with my foot and then just get up there and see no problem. She'll be able to also. So that's what I picture. I picture 24-inch cages, 36-inch cages, 48-inch cages, 50-inch cages. I don't know how many, but I do picture the entire 60-foot wall of caging. Like when you go in a nice fish store, the whole wall is just aquariums. That's kind of how I picture that. On the other side, I picture having the bigger cages. Right now, we've got a bunch of 6-foot cages and 4-foot cages, but we're going to need 8s and 10s. So somewhere on that wall, somewhere on the wall, we'll also have the commercial refrigerators or freezers probably. We'll probably have a fridge in there also. And then a 3-bin commercial sink like we have in the kitchen, stainless steel sink. Because that's where people who have 1 or 2 snakes have this grandiose idea of what keeping reptiles is, but 80% of your keeping reptiles is doing dishes and cleaning stuff. So
scoop and poop.
We'll have a sterilizer in there just like it's in the kitchen inside, and then we'll have the sink. But the rest of it's all caging. I think in the middle we'll probably have a couch and some chairs and a carpet, and that's where we'll do the podcast from or whatever right there. But the building's big enough where you could totally have all of that in there, and still, that's.
Yeah.
And I like when I think about it. Yes, cages on both sides, but on the back wall, that's where the AC unit is going to go, or this whatever it's called. And so my thought was that would be a good place to put the racking so that you can have your stacks of bowls and your shavings and whatever. Put your supplies on that back wall where that AC is going to hit all the time anyway, because you don't want to put animals back there.
The AC's not going to hit there. It's going to blow right over there.
Okay.
It is. It's going to blow over. It's going to do the entire building. That's why you put it back there. It's going to come right over your head, and it's going to blow all the way down here.
Mm-hmm.
Is that not how it is in your building?
Yes, but that far wall is the coldest place in the whole building. Yes.
Where the AC unit comes out? I think we're undergunned on it. He said 3 tons. I don't think it's going to be enough. How big is the AC set in yours? Do you know?
I have no idea. Not 3 tons.
Huh?
Hers cold enough?
Oh,
yeah,
mine,
but her building's what, 40 feet?
Yeah.
And only 12 feet wide?
Yeah. My building literally has half the square footage.
And her building is completely shaded by the main build, the 10,000 foot building.
Yeah.
Whereas this is completely in the sun. What's that?
Halfway through the day, there's like no sun on her.
Very
Correct.
little, yeah.
And it's literally half the square footage.
And it's better to buy bigger than
Multiples, yeah.
need
Yeah.
more.
So that's where the AC set goes. The water has to go on this wall because the water lines come. I mean, we could run pipe and everything, but the most sensible place to put that is really right when you come in the door and have that kitchen area at the front, because you shouldn't have to walk to the back anyways to do that. Now, we might hate it there. Like, we don't know until we know. We might want that kitchen area like in the middle of the wall, but you're not going to know until we do it.
Yeah.
But nothing's built in, so we can move it wherever. And then the floor that's in there is pretty decent, but I think we should probably put down like a rubber membrane floor. They sell some commercial flooring. It's like a rubbery gray flooring at Home Depot and Lowe's. So maybe that.
Something that's easy to sweep.
Easy to sweep and mop. Yeah. And run vacuum. Like, we'll just have a big, 6-gallon shop vac out there.
A lot of poop.
Well, that's not what the vacuum's for. We'll have a 70-gallon trash can on wheels. We've done all of this in the other building. This is about the same size building that the other one was. This reptile room in the new building will actually be larger than where all the reptiles were in the old building.
And it's going to be so much better because it's not an old trailer.
Well, it's open. Like the other
That's what
one
I'm
was
saying. It's
the other one's 16 by 76 feet. But there was walls and a kitchen and shit in there. We just gutted it out.
2 bathrooms that you couldn't use.
Yeah.
And
So this will be good.
yeah.
It'll be cool. And then the rat room, completely separate. That's nice.
Yeah.
The rodents being completely not at all in the building. That's why we didn't have any lizards or anything here, because I didn't want crickets here in the main building. But now that we have the outbuildings and we can just keep stacking buildings if we have to, doing lizards is no problem anymore because they're not. And we use banded crickets. They don't fly, they don't chirp, and they also can't overwinter with the cold. So if you did have them, if you get loose here, if you have crickets, you are going to have crickets loose. Same with like roaches, dubia roaches, stuff like that, Madagascar. You're going to have them. No matter how careful you are, there's going to be bugs. And the cool thing about like those banded crickets is they can't make it through the winter. When it gets cold, they just die.
Which means they're not going to breed and you're not going to be overrun with them.
And then same thing, like I hate mice. Like a dude gave us a bunch of mice when we went to buy rats a month ago. So I'm like, well, I'll go ahead and put them in the rack. So I had a couple drawers with mice. They smell different. They fucking bite you all the time. I don't ever get bit by rats. And the tail's big enough. You can just grab the tail on the rat. I can run through and grab rats and smack them. I can dispatch 100 rats in a minute. But the mice, man, you get bit by fucking mice all the time. And I finally took all those mice, like, because they were getting out of the rack. There was the gap was a little big, so I just shop vac them up when they were running around. I had traps out there and stuff. I finally just sucked them up in the shop vac, took the cap off. They're all in there, and we just fed them all the snakes. I got rid of all the mice. But the beauty of the mice is if the mice get out on the property, the cats will just devastate them. Yeah. Like there's never going to be a population of them. Yeah. At least not
at this point in time, though.
Ones.
As far as the rats go, we've got rats that are literally bigger than our cats are. All my little black cats are still very little.
Because they're inbred.
I don't think they're inbred.
Those little black cats are cool, but they're just not like the size of a real cat.
Not yet. They're still babies.
Plus the chickens eat mice too, and the chickens make that path where the rodent room is. The chickens come right through there to eat the cat food every morning.
Yep.
So,
will emus eat them?
I don't know if the emus will or not.
I don't think so.
I don't think they're carnivorous. Like I'm kind of surprised at some of the stuff the emus won't eat. But they love flowers, man.
They love ants.
Ants?
Ants. So I noticed this was a couple weeks ago. In their little enclosure, I went in and I dumped their food in, and I was just standing there looking, and they're like eating next to the thing, and I'm like, what are you looking? And I'm looking, and it's ants. They're literally eating a stack of ants.
They probably eat those termites and stuff too. Then
yeah, I was shocked because I was like, their mouths are so big, and they're eating.
Well, I notice
ants.
when they eat, they don't like go down and take a bite and swallow it. They peck, they close their mouth and like throw their head up so the food like goes down their throat. They don't ever like turn their head up so the food goes down. So
it's just a really fast reverse.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is. So if you feed them on the ground, like they miss most of the food. That's why we feed them in big bowls. I think I'm actually going to start feeding them out of a trough that's elevated. Same thing with their water, because they just make such a mess. I've got a kiddie pool in there and a water bowl. And they're always, like when we couldn't find them the other day, Cody and I were taking off to go someplace because I had them out in the main area. And I'm like, where are those emus at? And we're calling them and they're not coming. We back all the way up by the rabbit house over there, the rabbit shed and the feed house. And they're both sitting in the swimming pool, just sitting down. They sit super weird. They like sit down to eat. So they got these long legs, but the leg like pivots back and they just sitting back eating. And they do that. They just sit in the water. And like chickens, you spray them, and the dogs, you spray them with water, and they kind of like run away, you know. The emus, it doesn't faze them. They love the water. You can completely soak those birds soaking wet, and they just kind of shake it and ruffle off. They do not mind the water.
No, they're funny.
Reptile show not this weekend, but the following weekend?
Correct.
At Opryland?
Yes.
Curious to see. I'm sure they have a ton of
I'm super excited.
Convention areas there and stuff. I know that they have big, huge conventions there. Yeah. So who knows how big that'll be. We've been to a couple Show Me Reptile shows, and they've always been small, very lacking compared to some of the bigger shows. So,
but there's several ReptiCon shows here, not here, but in the next couple months. Knoxville, Atlanta, Huntsville. There's reptile shows literally every single month.
When is the Reptile Exotics and Pet and Plant Show?
October in Nashville. I don't remember which day. It's like the second or third weekend.
That was the nicest show we've been to so far.
Yep, that was the first one we went to, and it was definitely the nicest.
Biggest also.
Mm-hmm. Yep, biggest. They're in the fairgrounds.
Lots of birds.
There was a lot of birds. Are we going to put birds in the snake house?
I don't want to put birds in the snake house, but if we do outdoor parrots, like macaws, outdoor cage, they can't overwinter outside. They have to come in. So, I mean, you might have birds in the snake house for a little while until there's another building for them, but no, not right now.
I was just thinking.
I don't even have any birds right now.
Little tiny birds. I want little birds that are they just chirp. They don't squeal.
But birds
scream.
But birds fly, right? And they have dander goes everywhere. You get bird stuff everywhere you have birds. So just like in the rodent room, right? There's racks. The rats are only in the racks, but there is dust everywhere.
Oh yeah. Well, because
That's how birds are.
because they move in the shavings, and the shavings kick up in. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, these shavings we're using are very different too. We're gonna have to find a different solution. Like we used to use. First of all, Tractor Supply, we would buy an entire pallet. I don't remember how many bales that was, but it's like 10 feet high. It's ridiculously tall. So we would have them forklifted in the truck and then cut it and then flip half the bale down. So
I want to say it's like 40 bales or something.
But you used to get 10% off, and now they only give you 5% off if you buy an entire thing. But the chips are different. Like they are not as absorbent. They're using something different. It's not the same product. So I used to be able to change rats over, and I had way more rats in those trays before. And now I've got like, in most of those, I have like 2 or 3 females and a male. So there's like 4 with some babies in almost every tray. But I'm having to change those out more than once a week because the pneumonia load. And the AC in there is pretty damn good. Like we've got a lot of AC in there. So something's different in that product. I see guys doing all kinds of shit. They're using like horse pellets, you know, the compressed wood pellets. They're using aspen, which is ridiculously expensive compared to a bale of, you know, yellow pine shavings.
Right.
But something in those Tractor Supply ones is not working, not currently.
Well, and I think I remember that dude that we got rats from saying that there was.
He also said, like, you can get aspen. When you find aspen at Tractor Supply, it's like $15 a bag, whereas the pine is $5. But they list a aspen on the site, but they don't stock it. His was stocking it, and I saw somebody saying that there was a co-op in Clarksville that stocks it also. Yeah. So I mean, we might just have to take a trailer and get a whole entire trailer load of it to do it. But right now, it's just the pine is not absorbing.
Yeah. Some kind of chemical that they put on it or something.
Or these rats, they're like super pissers.
Maybe
they're just peeing too much.
Maybe they're super pissers. I mean, that's possible. It is possible.
All right, you ready to go to real work now?
I suppose.
Your text is easy tonight, right? You just pretty much relaunch the same thing and add the new stuff?
Yes, I need to go in and figure out what we have built today new and get pictures of that and get it up into the email. That's what will take the longest. And then the text is easy because all I have to do is come up with some catchy little, hey, come look at the email thing. It's the email that takes the longest.
We need Snake Farm shirts. What should it look like?
Snake
Farm.
Yeah, I don't know. You know that this is the Chinese year of the snake? I thought that was very interesting.
Is that why they doubled the cost of the Nashville Zoo?
Probably.
They doubled the cost of the zoo?
Yeah.
Huh.
How much is it?
I think it's like $60 now to get in.
How much
Holy
was it?
shit.
I think it was 25 to 30.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like $25 and it's $60 now to get in the zoo.
Well, you know, food's expensive.
But weren't you saying they have a year pass that you go to the zoo twice and it covers the year pass? People aren't going to go. There's no consumable. They're going to pay a lot more money. Most people are never going to utilize it.
Well, that's like, what was that place we went to?
Where was the Christmas decorations?
Oh gosh, I can't remember the name of it.
The garden trails. What's it? What am I? Oh, yeah, I can't think of it either. Cheekwood.
Cheekwood, yeah. So we went to Cheekwood to go see the Christmas shit, and I was like, sure, we'll buy a year pass. We went that one time. We never went again.
So I told her, I go, we're never coming back here.
Like,
it's super cool. You're just not going. Yeah. Botanical Gardens, that's it.
I buy one every year for Dollywood.
Yeah.
Sometimes I only go once, but sometimes I go like 15 times.
But if you go twice, it pays for it.
Yeah, if you go twice, it definitely pays for it.
I noticed at the zoo, I don't know why we were hungry, right? We went to the zoo. We were there maybe 2 hours. We went to see the Christmas light display thing, which was super cool. And they had a lot of bamboo, like bamboo I'd never seen before. I thought that was cool. I don't remember seeing any reptiles at all at the Nashville Zoo. I'm sure there was some.
Yeah, it was in a separate building. It looked like a rock.
But I don't think we went in it. I don't think we saw them.
Yeah, we went in it because it was cooler in there.
It was so impressive that I don't remember.
Yeah. Do you remember the flamingos?
Yeah, that was cool. They had. I was gonna take one home. They had the flamingos out walking around, and you could totally grab one. But the food was like really, really expensive for whatever it was, and it was not good.
Well, I mean, it would just be like fair food. I mean, it's not going to be.
No, fair food's pretty good.
No.
Yeah, fair food's pretty good.
So what? Are you going to wear the brown Snake Farm uniform, and I'll wear the green one?
Yeah, we have to get like zookeeper uniforms.
I want short shorts with 17 tactical pockets on them. I want the whole shirt that buttons up to
All right. But the Snake Farm shirt, should it just say Snake Farm, or should the letters be made of snakes and reptiles? How should we do it?
Oh, I like that idea.
I don't like that idea.
Hey.
I don't know. I just think it should say Snake Farm.
Yeah, but
You know how that is, though. If you're selling shirts at a show and you have one shirt, nobody buys them. If you have 10 versions, they buy lots of versions of the shirt.
Right.
If you only have one, they don't buy them.
right. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good one. I think it would be cool. I saw a tattoo the other day, and it was like a black snake and a white snake, and they were like intertwined. It was pretty neat looking.
Like the medical staff?
No, like this, like sideways, not
Okay.
not this way, but sideways.
What was the Medusa thing, making guys hard since
Yeah,
700 BC or something?
I've always been super interested in Medusa, and I was super bummed to find out that people go and get Medusa tattoos when they've been sexually assaulted.
Yeah, because I believe that's what happened to her.
Maybe.
And then they prosecuted her for it and burnt her at the stake or something. And then when she was resurrected or something, she
Had the snakes.
she had some curse that if any men involved with her would turn to
Stone.
yeah, and her hair was asps, is what it was supposed. I remember hearing that the other day on something, some lore of Medusa I had not heard before. I didn't know anything about it other than she appears in a lot of like movies where they have to go to the underground or to the underworld.
Yeah, because she's evil now, I guess. I don't know.
Okay,
Okay.
all right. We gotta go clean up snake poop now.
Yep.